What is the crazy 3 generations law in North Korea? Did Albert Einstein marry a relative? What was one of Pope Francis's jobs before he became Pope? Who got arrested for wearing a bathing suit in Boston? Get ready to have your mind blown with these jaw-dropping facts and more in this episode of You Don't Know. 27,000 trees are cut down every day to supply the world's toilet paper. The world record for the longest time to establish a government is held by Belgium, who took 541 days between 2010 and 2011. There are more volcanoes on Venus than on any other planet within our solar system. Earth has around 1,350 volcanoes, while Venus has 1,600 major volcanoes and somewhere between 100,000 to a million smaller ones. In 2016, BTS became the first K-pop group to get their own Twitter emojis. While he was studying to become a priest, Pope Francis, then known as Jorge Mario Bergoglio, worked as a nightclub bouncer in his hometown of Buenos Aires, Argentina. French people get more sleep on average than people in the US. The French get a little over 7 hours per night, though some studies show it to be closer to 9 hours, and Americans get a bit less than 7 hours. The first person to see Neptune was Galileo in 1612, who incorrectly thought it was a star. Over 200 years later, trying to figure out why Uranus had an irregular orbit, French mathematician Urbain-Joseph Leverrier proposed the position and mass of a then unknown planet that could mess with Uranus's orbit. Using those predictions, astronomer Johann Gottfried Galle was able to spot the planet on his first try, making Neptune the first planet located through mathematical predictions rather than through regular observations of the sky.
In the dawn of first light, the sun danced of daylight.
Sometimes families are a little too close. Just look at Albert Einstein. His second wife was his first cousin. Their mothers were sisters. They were also technically second cousins because their fathers were first cousins too. In 1950, a 3 generations punishment law was instituted in North Korea that stated if you commit a crime, your children and grandchildren would also receive the full brunt of the punishment. And many of these crimes had lifetime prison sentences. That means children could be born and live their entire lives in prison because their blood is guilty. This was supposed to eliminate the blood lineage of counter-revolutionary North Koreans after the war. There seems to be a holiday for just about everything these days. In fact, April 12th is National Grilled Cheese Day in the US. Australian swimmer Annette Kellerman, who held all the world records for women's swimming in 1905, went to a beach in Boston in 1907 to train and was arrested for indecency for wearing a one-piece bathing suit with shorts above her knees and bare legs. The bathing suit style at the time was for women to wear puffy-sleeved wool dresses down to the knees with bloomers, black stockings, and bathing slippers. The judge was kind and let her off with a warning, saying she could wear the swimsuit as long as she wore a full-length cape to the water's edge. Should you eat Vaseline?
Oh, hell no!
Was a war fought in Italy over the theft of a bucket? What's the most expensive domain name ever sold? Do white spots on your fingernails mean you're extra smart? Well, only extra smart people watch to the end of this video to get the answers to these questions and more in this episode of You Don't Know.